The big bad Warchief, the first orc warrior to hit the Nexus, has also hit the ground swinging and tossing about. As indomitable as he was made to be in the Warcraft universe, he is also accurately reflected in Heroes of the Storm. As of now, Garrosh has multiple talent choices that are viable, but to start things off, we will explore his build relying on his Q. Don't miss our stream, however, where we showcase variations as well. What makes Garrosh what he is, a beefy beefcake, is his passive Armor Up, where you gain 2 armor a turn, you gain 1 armor for each 2% of your health that you are missing, consistently making you harder to kill the more damaged you are. The first skill in his kit is Groundbreaker. You do damage in a cone in front of you and heroes sit at the edge of the skill get pulled towards you. The skill is great for deep positioning an enemy before initiating your very strong follow-up with your E. Bloodthirst is the W skill dealing moderate damage and healing Garrosh for 10% of his missing health. The heal is doubled if used versus heroes. The skill has 12 seconds cooldown, so you would want to prioritize it after you dipped below 50% health, depending on how you talent it. Garrosh's E comes in like a wrecking ball, being the most recognizable skill and most likely one of the main reasons you would pick him as a tank. You pick up the closest enemy marked by the horde symbol on them and throw them in the chosen direction, dealing low damage and slowing them by 30% for 2.5 seconds. The skill does not prioritize heroes, so be careful not to throw minions around, as that would make you look very silly. Wrecking Ball synergizes well with your Q, as this will be your main combo and what makes Garrosh recognizable in the Nexus. Our first heroic is Warlord's Challenge, which taunts the nearby enemies for 2 seconds, effectively silencing them. It works similar to Variant's Taunt, but on a larger cooldown and with an area of effect added to it. The skill is fantastic for disrupting the enemy team and keeping them in place for your buddies to smack them in the face. With a deceiving name, Decimate is our second heroic on an 8-second cooldown with 3 charges. Swinging his axe around, Garrosh deals a low amount of damage and slows his enemy by 30% for 1.5 seconds. Each hero hit reduces the recharge time by 1 second. Although the damage is lackluster, the potential number of times you can spam this is pretty high, so make sure you are in the thick of things, since the slow is more likely what you are looking for. Being the newest hero added to the Nexus, Garrosh still has some time to adapt to the meta. But one build I found to work really well, and it's great to start learning Garrosh with, is the one focused on his Q. For that we pick Warbreaker at level 1, giving us our first and only quest talent on our Q. Pulling 5 heroes with the Q adds a damage over time component to the skill, but what you really want is the last reward unlocked at 15 heroes pulled, where you reduce the cooldown of your Q by 3 seconds, bringing it down to 5 seconds, meaning more Qs and fewer cowards running to Senjin Village. Level 4 is where you have 2 choices, although one of them is more situational than the other. Indomitable makes you unstoppable for 1.5 seconds. Great against heavy crowd control abilities, but promotes a weaker playstyle from the work, which is why I recommend Thirst for Battle, that reduces the cooldown of Bloodthirst by 2 seconds for each auto attack versus an enemy hero. Picking this talent will make it easy for you to stay and fight, giving you at least 1 extra heal every team fight. Here we have 2 viable choices between Intimidation, making your Q reduce the attack speed of enemies by 40% for 4 seconds, incredibly strong versus heroes such as Vala, Greymane and such. Our other option, and my personal favorite, is Into the Fray. Now kids, I know you feel entitled to do it, but please don't do it more than a few times per game, okay? Into the Fray gives you another ability to use where you throw an ally at a target location, giving them 25 armor for 3 seconds and slowing enemies upon impact. The mechanics of the skill is exactly like our E, but applies only to friendly targets. The talent is strong if used correctly, either for a good engage or saving a teammate, not for trolling. At 10 we pick Decimate as our ultimate, which solidifies the build. You want to play Garrosh as a in-your-face warrior, constantly throwing enemies around, disrupting them, slowing them, forcing them to fight you, making your level 4 choice a smart one now, right? And although all the numbers on your skills might be misleading, Garrosh ends up putting out a decent amount of damage throughout the fight. To go with our build, defensive measures is the best choice, giving us a decent shield when we pull a hero with our Q. Considering Garrosh's passive, every shield and heal we get is more effective since our passive provides us with armor, making the amount of damage we end up soaking even higher. Mortal Combo is what I suggest at level 16, reducing your E cooldown by 10 seconds if used within 2 seconds of your Q. What this means is our Q's cooldown is 5 seconds with our completed quest, and your E is 6 seconds if used properly, making your combo actually lethal if used every 6 seconds. Level 20 Deadly Calm will be the buff to our ultimate, buffing it immensely, making it reduce the enemy damage output by 20% for 3 seconds. It goes without saying that you will want to hit everybody with this skill, effectively giving your team 20 armor. Garrosh has one of the most versatile talent kits I have seen recently, especially for a tank. We strongly recommend trying out everything and see what suits your playstyle and team comp. As a starter and still a fairly strong build, I recommend the Q build, which focuses on disrupting the enemies as often as possible. This works well with allies in your team with high damage potential. Mages and burst assassins in general work really well. We hope you enjoyed our guide on the long-awaited Orc Warrior, and if you just stumbled upon us, check our other videos we have and subscribe for weekly notifications on hero guides, and our social media in the description for buzzes on HOTS live streams and much more. We would like to thank our first patrons, Hellhunter and Camille Boy. Their support makes our work possible and we love you for it.
If you enjoyed the video, make sure to also check us out on twitch.tv/Marcelian&Online. You just hit that follow button and you'll be notified whenever we stream.
We stream every day of the week from 12 PM Pacific Standard Time and 9 PM Central European Summer Time. See you there.